Alrighty guys, tax season is literally almost here because the 26th starts the time for actual collections. Today we have Miss Sarah Collier joining us from John G. Ullman and Associates. Miss Sarah, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you so much for asking.
Of course, and a lot of people are gathering all of these documents, but we're looking towards the future. So what early year habits make the biggest long-term difference?
Yeah, so there are various habits that can be implemented to make a long-term difference with achieving one's goals. To start, the beginning of the year is a great time to really reflect and reestablish your financial goals. And then also take a look at, with your financial goals, establishing some milestones so that way progress feels more attainable as you move through the process. For savings, increasing deferred retirement contributions is a great way to start off the year. It really does impact your long-term goals for retirement savings because investment growth will compound over time. Of course, that's going to impact your monthly cash flow, and so a common strategy that can be utilized is when you receive a pay increase, you also increase your contributions to your retirement plan. It's also helpful to automate your contributions towards your general savings and investments. I like to think of it as paying yourself first. After allocating, when you're putting together your monthly budget, after allocating what funds are going to be part of your required expenses and then what you want to put on reserve for savings, what's left over is can be applied towards the discretional spending. The thought process behind, behind that is you're paying yourself first, and you're less likely to, at the end of the month, if you're thinking of putting your savings towards at the end of the month, well, you might not have those funds at that point. And then finally, taking a review of your expenses and income, so your monthly cash flow, and really paying attention to those reoccurring subscriptions. I like to think of it as, those are automated. Well, their automation can really serve as a benefit towards your financial health, that it's easy to lose track of those type of subscription expenses because they're out of sight and out of mind until they're being charged.
We're at the beginning of the year and a lot of people are starting to make financial goals. So how often should we be revisiting these goals throughout the year?
Yeah, so often it really depends on revisiting your goals, depends on if the type of goals that you're setting, and then also reflecting on the individual and tailoring those reflections to that individual. Establishing clear milestones can really help you with making sure that you're staying accountable and evaluating those goals to make sure that they are realistic. To keep yourself accountable with obtaining your goals, it can also be really beneficial to establish monthly check-ins, whereas others might be very well served in quarterly, semi-annual, or annual reviews.
And finally, Miss Sarah, because we're keeping all of our financial plans on track, what systems help to keep these financial plans and goals on track?
Yeah, so in this tech-driven world, there are so many different platforms at our fingertips. For credit monitoring, there's free and paid-for services. Even your banking platforms can have savings widgets in place that can really help you with attaining those savings goals. Even just simple pen and paper planning or Excel spreadsheets can be utilized. So it really depends on the individual. However, the most important piece to me is accountability. It can be anywhere from having a peer mentor maybe to help you keep on track with your budget, or even working with a financial advisor for more strategic planning.
Alrighty, well, thank you for joining us today, Miss Sarah.